Hey, good energy there, buddy. Hope you guys are doing all right. So I've been just kind of meditating on some things, and since she asked, and it pertains and has the potential to help other people as well as herself, because one of the things that I saw, initially when watching her channel, was that I knew there's going to be a conflict of interests, because of the way, the way in what she speaks about, and the way in what I am. And so, um, in advance, I knew this was going to be there's going to be a lot of friction. But, there's something I wrote on, creation and friction, how and why these two things are essential. I mean, in order for things to be creative and for creation to grow and to continue to flourish, their friction is required, man. The destruction of creation, and destruction, that type of friction is what helps, perpetuate, more patterns of existence in life, and of energy and experience and memory and passion and all these things, So, the friction is good, it's knowing that and having that balance of challenge and friction and struggle and strife, but also with the right amount of like hope and motivation and courage and honor and all these good things that, I feel help to make, a really beautiful, an epic, movement, and which thus helps to propel, creation, but the friction is vital, which is also why I think, when soulmates are concerned, it's not so much as you guys being so similar as it could be that you guys are actually a little bit more different than you might think, because, and I'm not saying this to perpetuate me, like advances with joy. This is just how I feel. I mean, I'm really kind of worn out on the way that our back and forths have gone. So, but this does have bearing on things that could help others and myself, because as I've said before, if it's not joy, then it's gonna be somebody like joy. So, at this point, I'm not really even that picky, to be honest, man. Like, I've been with a lot of females that, I've always been in pretty good shape and stuff, and I know I have glasses and I look pretty grungy at times, but, it hasn't been that hard for me to, have females find me attractive. There's many different types, but I've been known to, be with some of the larger girls, man, which is fine, That being said, I'm just not that picky. So, again, like if it's not gonna be with joy, that's fine. It'll probably be somebody like her, but or maybe not. I don't know. I feel like it might be, but who knows these things? I don't really know clearly. Which is the fun of it. That's what creates a lot of the friction, which helps to creation. Hey, birdie. But anyways, I want to just talk about how she asked, like, where did I keep coming up the most highs and all this and that. And, as I got into a little bit in the video earlier, the 13th sun is what, his videos help bring me out of rock bottom, like legitimately. Like there's nothing else, no other movies, philosophies, nothing else struck the nerve like his videos did, like right to my core. Like they literally like hypnotized me. I mean, that's not really the best word to use, but my ears tuned in to the vibration that he was speaking on and the messages that he was sending forth. And I paid a lot of attention. For a good couple of years. I just kept watching his videos, even while I was drinking beer and shit. I just kept on, and even though I was, still sinning and doing all this, unhealthy shit, I was still continually paying attention to the message. Which is also why, I want to encourage people, no matter how, dark or down or, destructive they may get, always continue on the righteous path. Even if you're doing drugs or whatever, still continue to do good. Still continue to try to take less. Still continue to move on. Don't give up. Every day is a new day. You can always change things. You can always transmutate things. It's really not that difficult once you get over, as soon as you start paying attention or putting your foot in a different direction, you develop momentum in that way. It's just sometimes we get stuck in doing the same thing over and over again when we forget that life has so much variety here for us all to take part in, and there's a lot of different things that can help you out with things in each situation. But that's where wisdom is good, because it helps you find out what might be the best path to help you out with that current, lane that you're in, because every lane can be a little different. Every lane can require a little bit different turn or velocity to get through that, avenue as best you can. So it's just good to know that there's a lot of things out there, man, and to experience with things and learn from others who've been in similar situations and are trying to help you out with perhaps similar situations. So, but again, back to the Most High, with joy, and why I feel. And to be honest, I have seen you cover up your head, and I have felt, I could be wrong, I have felt like you have, I think I might even heard you say it once, but I could be wrong, that you are, down with the Most Highs. You've covered your head up a few times and stuff, and again, this could be my mistaken intuition, but perhaps it's not. But beyond all that, like, this has always been what my mission for YouTube has been about. I started this channel wanting to help people get back to nature, and that's another reason why 13 Suns videos really struck out to me, because he was the first dude that was really talking about, that I come across, that was able to connect like nature, aliens, spirituality, like just everything all together in one, and then pointed also back to Christ and religion and the Most Highs and why we're all here, and this cellular mission that I've always felt in my heart, and then also talking about love, and that brought me back to things that I saw in Alex Collier's videos when talking about the Draconians and Andromedans, and what's going on here with humankind on a larger level. So he just kind of tied it all in together, and I've always just felt a very familiar soul connection to him, as kind of like an ally in this so-called this spiritual fight, this spiritual friction between good and evil. So you could say I'm on the good side of things, the side that's trying to help perpetuate life. As destructive as I am at times, again, that is a part of life, is destruction, but I'm still always also trying to help things grow as much as I can, and I don't want to destroy things, but there is a time and place for everything, and it's not up to me. So I'm just doing what I came here to do, but I know that ultimately, the Most High way is to always help cultivate life as well as you can, until you're put into a position to where you have no other choice than yourself, for you to die or for something else to be taken, and then that's, a dance of the swords, and that's somebody stepping into your lane, and then essentially it's defense. Now, when things are being attacking, innocent and helpless creatures, again, this is not up to me, but I can see how there could be permission for a certain intervention to come in and protect them. But again, that's not up to me. So, but as far as Joy is concerned, the words she speaks on, because she does speak with a very pure sense of being. She doesn't. I know she drank, the other night, 2 nights ago or whatever. But until then, I haven't heard her or seen her drink in quite a while. I mean, she smokes cigarettes, but other than that, she doesn't really consume anything else very toxic. She eats very, relatively healthy. I mean, I know she likes to munch on snacks and pizza and shit, but she's not overindulging with food, to a super hardcore extent. It doesn't appear to be anyways. And I mean, she she looks pretty good. So, she's got a very purity, very kind of like what I consider in some angles to be, like kind of a divine purity, because she's, also very attached to nature and wanting to get away from money. Like, that's what I feel like she is about. Again, I don't want to speak words for her. This is just the intuition that I get on. I think she has voiced opinions about wanting to get away from the system and capitalism and money, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure. So like that, to me, like I've been getting this a lot lately in spirit, or in my intuition, is that, the whole getting away from money thing, like that whole capitalism, that all that really needs to go. Especially seeing that clear-cut patch driving in here, that where all the pine trees were just cut, like in this one area, and then all the rest of them are growing up, and it's horrible. Like, the earth, animals, it all has feelings too. It all has a reverberation, it all has an effect. And it's something that's very bad, and it's bad on multiple different levels. That's the synchronicity part that a lot of people aren't seeing, is like how devastating this is on a spiritual level, physical level, on a human level, that we're continuing to support this system. And a lot of people are just not even that aware, not even wanting to be that aware. It's and I've had, again, I'm not going to end when I talk about visions and stuff. That's more the visions that I have on a spiritual level when I meditate deeply. Like my visions on wanting to speak on the project, the nonprofit movement, that's something I'm always going to continue. I mean, until I'm told I'm not supposed to, but I mean, I feel like that's something that's okay to speak on. But I think the instructions that I received had to do with dreams and the vision of, that's regarding to the mission, a very particular mission that I'm going to cease from speaking on for this time being. So, Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down because we're about at 10 minutes. But I love you guys. Have a good day. Bye.